So it is Wednesday. We'd all decided that this was a good day, but for Hangout number 87, it looks like it's just Martin and me. And Martin is our real tech guy. It's actually his day job. I'm a fake tech person during the day. I just work under the direction of a bunch of other people. So I'm going to host. Martin's going to talk, and then I'm going to maybe make comments and hopefully sound intelligent. I'll be the audience.
I'll,
So
I'll be throwing some bones your way. It's all good.
okay. So let's get started. We're not going to do the regular type of hangout that we've been doing. We're just going to talk a little bit about topics, and then we're going to talk mostly about apps, app updates. Maybe we've got a couple of things set up for the Coliseum, but you never know. We may each pick another app, depending on how time goes, and then we're going to have a tip of the week, which I think will be a really good tip. So let us get started. We are going to talk a little bit about some new things coming from Google, and that is APIs for Gmail.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the API that we've all been using now on the Gmail system has been the IMAP, and IMAP was developed back in the 80s. So what Gmail wants to do is bring this to the 21st, 22nd century and actually improve upon the original design. So Google released this not that long ago that they were actually going to improve it and make it available as an API so that developers may be able to use it in the near future. Well, that's been done at this point, and they're starting to actually put that into place so that developers may start improving their email applications and whatnot. So we're going to see a huge change and possibly a faster way of operation with the email clients, faster to send, faster to receive. You may not have like that waiting sync sometime that you see when you're trying to get to your emails, especially when you're like, oh, look, I got 10 emails, and you're just waiting for them to pop on your screen. Well, in this instance, it's actually going to fix that, and you'll be able to just get them more faster, more instantly. So hopefully it's going to be an improvement to that. Google also decided to do another project, which is their Zero project. I don't know if anybody's been reading on it, but the project should be interesting. It's bring actually security back into play so that it actually helps everybody overhaul. So not only their Play Store, but they're going to try to see if they can implement that across the board. If you want to read up on it, it was posted by Best of Android, so go check out the article. It was actually a good read. And we're going to actually skip over to our application as our main focus is apps today. So Cass, let's talk about the apps that interest you that we have tonight.
Oh, for updates?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I know that I've used beautiful widgets before.
Mm-hmm.
I've transitioned, like, how you change your home screen. One day you want this, and the other day you're using something else. So I'm using a different clock than I used to, so I'm not using beautiful widgets right now. But Safe and Cloud, one of my favorite password protectors. So Martin, you said that you noticed there was an update?
Yes, definitely. There's an update a bit on the UI improvement and some security fixes here and there. So anybody that's using Safe and Cloud, you're going to just love the new UI. The actual graphic display is crisper. So I'm looking forward to just using the application like I still do. It's just more sharp, more convenient, and actually they've fixed one of those little pixel thing that they had on the screen, so it now looks actually normal. It's not like it's overflowing off the screen for whatever reason. So it just looks a bit better.
Well, one thing I really like about Safe and Cloud is that you can use it to generate passwords, and I see there was a fix for that as well.
Yes.
Had you noticed a problem with the password generator?
I noticed that the password generator kept popping up the same passwords sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So they might have fixed the randomness of it. But right now, I'm still using random passwords all the time. I mean, I can't remember all the passwords I have. I'll just put it into Safe and Cloud. I'm done.
Yeah, that's the way I work as well.
Exactly. And Cass brought up a good point too when you were talking about beautiful widgets. Beautiful widgets, if you haven't used it, maybe you should just buy the package. It's really not that expensive. It allows you to do a lot of custom stuff to your home screen. And talking about custom clocks and custom weather, there's quite a few options. And for that, I can actually just take a look to see what we got right now. I'll actually screen share so that you guys can actually see what I've got on my screen for my own clock. And got to screen share the right thing. And obviously, barbecue screen decides not to work properly.
Oh, wait, it's coming.
Is it coming? Because it's usually faster than that.
It is. Oh, who knows what's going on with these things these days. And you're back.
I know I'm back. It does it to me once in a while where I'll just won't want to do it for whatever reason. And actually, oh, look at that. It's on the screen now. And see, this is my my actual clock that I have for Beautiful Widget. Got the time, date, the weather, and actually it looks pretty slick, kind of like a Tron-looking neon glow to it. So there's a lot of other options that you have in there. Go ahead, play with it. You're going to love it. I know I do. And that's really what I had to say about Beautiful Widget. It's just good. They just made some huge improvement to it not that long ago, so go ahead and use it if you need to. Great replacement. Doesn't use a whole lot of battery or consumption on your screen or CPU usage. We had a few more interesting updates. One of the other updates that me and Cass are using is Lux Auto Brightness. So Cass, tell them what you like about Lux.
Well, I do like Lux because it's a little more interactive, and you can set things for different times of the day and that. And importantly for me, it has that the ability to automatically start adding some red tinge into your screen as it gets later in the evening, because I find that really does. I tend to use my tablet at night, and apparently when you get that red tint, it makes it easier for you to fall asleep. It doesn't disrupt your sleep as much as having a blue tinged tablet. It's
really
an interesting thing. Supposedly, like, it's supposed to be scientific, so.
Interesting.
Yeah, but one thing that they did, which is kind of cool, and I wouldn't have known had you not. I'm just looking. I'm supposed to go walk tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and it's supposed to rain. I have an app that does the whole next 24 hours. It tells us it's going to rain. Yeah, but anyways, the neat thing about Lux is now you can shake it, and it'll brighten up your screen a bit. So, you know, if you don't want to hit the automatic, if you don't have room for another widget on your home screen, that's kind of convenient.
That would actually be quite convenient. That would be perfect. I mean, I'd rather do that than having to actually like hit a button or a widget on the screen, where it's easier to just shake your screen and then it just refreshes and readjusts the makes it much easier if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, go ahead.
I saw that Notific is on there, and you've been using Notific a lot.
I've been using Notific like for the past couple, I don't know, I'd say about 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm. And basically, Notific is what I call a full interaction notification system. Basically, Notific sits on top of your lock screen. It doesn't replace it. It's not a widget. It's an actual independent application that will just get pushed to the foreground so that you can actually access it, interact with it. Let's say you get an email. You'll be able to delete, reply, archive. Or let's say you get a text message. You'll be able to reply, read, or cancel it from there without actually having to open the application. So I'm looking forward to more development on that. The developer is trying to add a few extra options where it won't require you to actually open the application. You'll be able to interact with it a bit more. And with Notific, the advantage of that one is instead of actually having multiple notifications stacked on top of each other, what it does is they actually show up in tabs at the top of the same window, so you can actually just scroll through them and see which application they are. And you can actually just swipe to the left to dismiss one, or swipe to the right if you want to open it and view it in the application, which makes it really interesting and really easy to use. And since the application runs at about 2 megabytes in memory, which are most devices now are running at about 2 gigs to 3 gigs of memory,
mm-hmm.
Almost no CPU usage. In the full day, I've seen the application use 0.01% of battery usage with a runtime of almost 16 hours. So it's very memory efficient and it's very low energy consumption. So perfect little application to have. You, Kath, have another one that's also been talked about a lot in the last couple of days on XDA, and it's called Floatify.
Oh, did they change the name?
No, but your app is Floatify for the notification, right?
It's floatification.
Oh, Floatification. There's another one similar to that called Floatify, which does about the same thing, except it uses the Android L format to actually show the notification on the screen, coming from down, and they pop it from the bottom up. And you can swipe to dismiss them, click them, and interact a bit with them, but not as much as you can do with Notific, which is actually quite interesting as well, and I'm looking forward to an update to that one as well. So there's a lot of options there for people, and if you've been checking Android Coliseum, you'll notice that we've posted a couple of articles in regards to that. And if we keep going on our agenda menu for tonight, we've got a couple more interesting app updates for this week. We also have Now Browser. Basically, Now Browser aims to be the smallest usable browser with the most feature possible. The browser, once you install it, is about, I don't know, I think about roughly 165 to 170K. Really small, almost no memory footprint. It uses its own built-in engine with its own JavaScript, what they call super fast JavaScript module, and it's actually faster than any of the browser I've been using so far, especially if you're running it on an older phone or an older tablet. Very fast, lightweight. The only thing that bugs me out of it is that you don't have access to like your bookmarks from Chrome or anything like that. But I'm hoping that that's going to be added at some point where I'll just be able to just pull my bookmarks out and just click on what I want. Right now, I have to go to each site I want and actually bookmark them manually, which is kind of a pain. But
so does that mean it's on a totally different engine than the ASOP engine?
it seems to be running off its own engine at this point.
Okay, well I mean, so many, that would be a truly innovative launcher then, because, or browser,
Definitely.
because so many are just based on basic Android.
Exactly, and this one, I've been running it for a little bit actually. I'll go back on my phone, I'll screen share that one, and we can go and take a look at a couple of examples. It's been pretty good. I can't complain about it. I haven't noticed any errors with it. What I did notice though is it crashed on me a couple of times when I was trying to access the bookmark section, which I got annoyed with after a couple of times, so I did do a report back to the developer. But for most part, I couldn't complain about anything else. It was working as it should. And where's my screen? There we go. Let's share that. And I'm just going to pop the browser open so that you guys can see. And there we go. We have the browser. It's open. It's running. As you can see, my Google account's popping up to tell me that I've got notification there. Like I was telling you earlier, Kath, you see the tabs at the top? It's kind of old school. Developers are definitely going to need to refine that a bit to make it look more appealing. But outside of that, I can run the browser and go to the website, and it loads faster than normally what Chrome would load, and it actually just pops on the screen. And pretty much loads the page instantly with all the content, and I don't have to do a whole lot for it either.
So does it support Flash?
It does have Flash enabled. If we go to the settings, you'll have location access, full screen mode, enable Flash as well. You'll be able to use Flash is built into that one as well. And at 170K for this little application, it's actually really good. And another thing I wanted to show is the advanced settings. Under the advanced settings, you have the JavaScript super fast mode, which is what I was talking earlier, which enables you JavaScript Java application to be used very quickly. And it's also using to the Now browser engine. It's running its own engine, so it's not like piggybacking on like the AOSP Android module or Chrome or Now. It's just using its own engine, which is actually pretty impressive for what the developer's done with that.
Pretty cool. I think this is definitely something to watch, mainly because it is so light and it does seem very quick. Are you still there? Hmm. You never know what to do with this. I don't know if Martin is still talking or if you guys are watching me watch dead airtime. That's kind of confusing.
All right. It seems like we got a little glitch here where we actually got dropped from the Hangout for whatever reason, folks. So, uh, just to finish up quickly, I'm going to re-invite Cass so that she can join us back, and we're going to continue on from here.